The Council lied to Earth. Humanity struck at once. The galaxy-shaken Ethan Brooks sat alone in the dim control room. The hum of computers and the blinking lights filled the air. He had spent years monitoring distant signals from the Galactic Council, and something about the recent transmissions made his stomach tighten. The Council always spoke of peace, cooperation, and safety for all planets. Humans had believed them for a long time, trusting the words and the shiny promises. But Ethan knew better now. He tapped his finger on the screen, replaying a message that had come secretly through a hidden channel. It was meant for Council members only, yet somehow it had reached him. The words were clear, though coded. Earth was not a friend. Humans were a potential threat that needed to be controlled, limited, and watched. The Council planned to slow human growth, control their technology, and keep them weak. One day, if humans grew too strong, they would be destroyed. Ethan felt a cold wave of fear and anger. He thought of his family on Earth, of the people who trusted the Council. None of them knew that the Council had lied for decades. How could they understand that everything they were told about safety and friendship was false? He needed proof, and he needed to get it to someone who could act. Laura King, a naval analyst, walked into the room. Her eyes were tired, but sharp. "You're still here?" she asked. "Ethan, you've been working all night." "I had to," Ethan said quietly. "I found something. Something big. The Council lied to us." "They never wanted peace." Laura frowned. "That's a strong claim. Are you sure?" He nodded and pointed to the screen. "Look at this. These messages are Council plans for Earth. They're moving fleets closer to our space, not for patrol, but for control. They plan to cut off our technology and resources. They see humans as dangerous." Laura stared at the codes, then back at him. "If this is true, we need to tell Earth's leaders." "I already have," Ethan said. "I sent it to High Command." "But they need more than just me. We need engineers, scientists, pilots, everyone who can help us understand what the Council is doing." Alex Morgan, an engineer, appeared in the doorway with a cup of coffee. He was quiet most of the time, but when he spoke, people listened. "I heard about the transmission." "You know I'm in. Let's figure out what they're really planning." The three of them spent hours going through the messages. They discovered secret fleet movements, supply routes, and plans for technology suppression. The Council had hidden everything behind layers of false communication. Human analysts had missed it all. Only a few people, like Ethan, could see the truth. Days passed, and the tension grew. Ethan, Laura, and Alex met in secret every night. They calculated the speed of Council fleets, the weaknesses in their patrols, and the gaps in their monitoring stations. The more they learned, the more they realized how dangerous the Council's plan was. Humanity was not just in danger of being controlled. They were in danger of being destroyed. Ethan thought about the Council meetings he had attended before. They had spoken of cooperation and shared growth. Humans had been proud to be part of the Galactic Order, but all of it was false. The Council had always feared human creativity, human strength, and human resolve. They wanted to keep humans small, obedient, and weak. Laura rubbed her eyes. "We can't just sit here. The Council is preparing something. We have to prepare too."
Alex nodded. "We should tell more people."
"The High Command needs to know everything. We can't wait until it's too late." Ethan leaned back in his chair. He thought of Earth, of the cities, the farms, the factories, and the people who went to work every day thinking they were safe. None of them knew the truth. If the Council attacked, most of them would die before they could even understand why. He remembered his sister Clara, who worked in a research lab in New York. She loved humans, life, and peace. Would she survive if the Council decided humans were too dangerous? Ethan clenched his fists. He could not let that happen. By the end of the week, Earth's High Command had received the transmissions. Leaders called for a meeting. They were shocked. Many could not believe that the Council, who had promised safety and cooperation for decades, could betray humanity so completely. But the evidence was undeniable. Fleet movements, supply records, Secret council orders all pointed to one conclusion. Earth was a target. Captain Ryan Cole, a respected commander of the Earth Fleet, was present at the meeting. His voice was steady but firm. "We have no choice," he said. "We cannot wait for the Council to act. If they strike first, humanity will not survive. We must prepare to defend ourselves and strike when necessary." The room fell silent. Some leaders shook their heads.
Attack the council? That is impossible, one said.
"They are too strong, too organized." Ethan spoke up. "We are stronger than they believe. We have technology they do not know we have. We have engineers, scientists, and pilots who can move faster than they expect. If we wait, we die. If we act carefully, we survive. And we can show the galaxy that humans are not weak." The leaders debated for hours. Some feared war. Others feared inaction. In the end, the decision was clear. Humanity would strike first. They would act not out of anger, but out of survival.
Meanwhile, Ethan, Laura, and Alex worked to strengthen Earth's defenses. They analyzed fleet design, studied council technology, and coordinated with shipyards across the planet.
They created new weapons, new shields, and new communication methods. Every night they calculated the paths the council fleets would take. Every night they imagined the first strike. Captain Ryan Cole began assembling a task force. Human ships had been secretly upgraded for years, and now their time had come. Pilots like Jason Hill, a young but skilled fighter, and Megan Clark, a navigation specialist, trained relentlessly. Every drill, every simulation, was preparation for the moment when humanity would act. On the council side, fleets moved quietly through space. Alien officers believed they were keeping peace, unaware that humans were watching and learning. Humans studied every pattern, every patrol route. They memorized council communication codes. In the quiet of hidden command rooms, they prepared for the first blow. Ethan often thought of the council members he had seen at meetings. They were proud, confident, and convinced that humans would never resist. That arrogance was humanity's advantage. Humans could learn, adapt, and act faster than anyone expected. They could strike at the right time, at the right place, and shock the entire galaxy. The day came when the first warning signals appeared. A small council fleet was approaching human space. Normally, humans would have retreated, waited, and reported. But Ethan, Laura, and Alex knew the truth. Retreat meant death. Delay meant destruction. Humanity had to move now. Captain Ryan Cole gave the order. Human ships, hidden in asteroid fields and disguised as cargo freighters, moved into attack positions. Pilots checked weapons, engineers ran final diagnostics, and the tension in the command room was almost unbearable. Ethan watched the display. "Remember," he said quietly, "we do this not for revenge, not for anger. We do this to survive and to protect our people. Every decision matters. Every move counts." Lara nodded. "They think humans are weak. Let's show them how wrong they are." Alex smiled grimly. "This was not a simulation. We go in fast, strike hard, and leave before they know what hit them," he muttered to himself. Megan Clark, a navigation specialist, sat in the command room. Her hands moved quickly over the controls. "Coordinates set. They won't see us coming," she said. Her voice was calm, but inside she felt the same tension as every human in the fleet. Captain Cole looked at the display. Small council stations dotted the edges of human-controlled space. These stations were meant to watch and control humanity. Now they would be the first to fall. "Remember, this is precise. Only military targets. No civilian planets," he said. "We are sending a message, not starting a war against innocents." Ethan Brooks monitored the Council's communications from Earth. He watched their fleet patterns and listened to alien chatter. The Council was confident, as always. They believed humans would never act so fast. That confidence would be their weakness. Lara King, sitting beside him, frowned. "They really think we are slow, weak, and small. They have no idea." "They won't believe it until it's too late," Ethan said. The human fleet jumped out of hyperspace near the first Council listening post. The post orbited a barren moon. Council officers on the station were surprised when alarms rang. Before they could organize a defense, human fighters struck. Missiles disabled the communication arrays, and energy beams cut through weapon turrets. Within minutes, the station was silent. Human pilots disappeared before the Council could respond fully. On Earth, the news reached high command. Leaders watched the live reports with a mixture of awe and anxiety. "They acted faster than anyone predicted," said Admiral Paul Hayes. "And no human ship was lost in the first strike. Incredible." Meanwhile, other Council worlds began to notice unusual activity. Alien leaders argued among themselves. "Humans are attacking first?" one officer demanded. "Impossible. They are not ready for war. They are stronger than we thought," another admitted. "And smarter. They are hitting our positions and disappearing. We need to respond carefully." Captain Cole's fleet moved to the second target, a supply hub hidden on a remote asteroid. This hub stored fuel, weapons, and equipment for Council patrols. Jason Hill led the strike team. His squadron flew low, using asteroid shadows as cover. Megan Clark guided them through the field. "3 ships on your left," Megan said. "Keep formation. Fire on my mark." The human ships hit the supply hub simultaneously. Explosions lit the asteroid's surface. Council crews were caught off guard. Supplies were destroyed, and human pilots were gone before reinforcements arrived. The message was clear. Humanity could strike anywhere, anytime. Back on Earth, Ethan, Laura, and Alex watched the reports in silence. Every strike was calculated, precise, and clean. The Council had underestimated humans. They had assumed that Earth would act slowly, as a newcomer species. Instead, humanity struck first, and the galaxy shook. At a Council meeting on a distant planet, high-ranking officers argued. "We underestimated humans," said Commander Vakar, a tall reptilian species. "They are not just fast. They are clever. They think ahead. This changes everything." "You cannot control them anymore," another Council officer said. "They move faster than our patrols. They destroy our supply hubs. We need a massive response." "They are too dangerous to wait," Bekar said. "We must destroy Earth before they grow stronger." But not all Council members agreed. Some quietly feared that the human sense of justice and their unpredictability could create chaos. They saw how humans avoided civilian targets and spared alien refugees caught in the crossfire. The Council's image of order and control began to crack. On Earth, Ethan noticed something in the Council signals. "They are panicking," he said. "Their fleets are moving too fast, trying to respond. That means mistakes." Laura nodded. "And humans can exploit mistakes better than anyone. This is our advantage." Alex smiled grimly. "Let's keep it that way. Every strike we make, we learn. Every move they make, we watch. By the time they realize what we are doing, it will be too late for them." Captain Cole's task force moved to the next target, a communication relay station. This station was important because it linked Council fleets across the galaxy. Without it, Council ships would not coordinate well. Jason Hill led the fighters once more. The attack was silent and fast. Missiles took out relay towers, and energy beams cut communication lines. Human ships disappeared again before the Council could send reinforcements. On a nearby Council world, citizens watched the chaos unfold on their screens. Many were shocked. They had always believed the Council's words. Humans were weak, new, and obedient. Now, humans were proving the opposite. They were strong, fast, and precise. Some alien citizens began to question the Council's authority. If humans could strike so quickly, perhaps the Council had lied to them too. Back on Earth, Ethan, Laura, and Alex worked with engineers and analysts to plan the next wave. Each strike was more ambitious than the last. Humans were not attacking for revenge. They were attacking to survive. Every mission was designed to weaken the Council's control without harming innocent lives. Dr. Megan Clark developed new technology to make civilian ships into temporary defense platforms.
Cargo ships could now carry shields, weapons, and communications equipment to support human strikes. Jake Turner, a former cargo pilot, volunteered to lead the first convoy. His knowledge of civilian vessels made him perfect for the job. "Let's show them what humans can do with even ordinary ships," Jake said to his crew. The convoy moved quietly through Council space, carrying essential supplies and ready to defend human positions. When a small Council patrol approached, Jake's team used electronic jamming and clever maneuvers to confuse them. The patrol retreated, embarrassed. Human ingenuity had turned ordinary ships into powerful tools of war. Meanwhile, Council fleets were in disarray. They could not predict human actions. They underestimated human learning speed. Every mistake they made was exploited by humans. Humans adapted faster than the Council expected. Captain Cole looked at the battle reports. "This is more than strategy," he said. "It is proof of what humans can do. They think we are weak, but we are not. Every move we make, every lesson we learn, makes us stronger." Ethan, monitoring Council transmissions, noticed fear growing in alien officers' voices. "They are panicking," he said. "They do not understand humans. They never have." Laura smiled. "And they never will. Humans fight with intelligence, courage, and heart. That is something no Council plan can stop." Alex leaned back. "They may have numbers, ships, and fleets, but we have determination, speed, and ideas. That counts for more than they realize." Human pilots continued to strike Council outposts, supply hubs, and patrol stations. Every attack was surgical, precise, and fast. Humanity did not waste resources. They did not harm civilians. They moved like a shadow across Council space, teaching the galaxy that humans were not newcomers to underestimate. As the first week of strikes ended, the Council called an emergency session. "Earth has acted first," Vecker said. "They are more powerful than we imagined. We need a massive fleet, or humanity will become unstoppable." "But they fight smart," another officer said. "Every loss is a lesson. They adapt faster than we can. We cannot predict their next move." Ethan watched the Council communications with satisfaction. "They see us as a threat now," he said. "They fear humans, and they should. We have shown them what it means to corner a species and expect obedience. Humans do not obey. Humans fight." Captain Cole prepared the next mission. Pilots checked their ships, engineers completed repairs, and everyone knew the stakes. Humans were no longer hidden or quiet. Their message had been sent. The galaxy was watching, and humans had struck first. At night, Ethan sat in the quiet of the control room. He thought of the Council worlds, the citizens watching, and the humans who risked their lives. Humanity had awakened. They had acted together, not out of hatred, but out of necessity. The first strike had shown the power of humans united, prepared, and determined. Laura joined him. "They will retaliate," she said. "They will try," Ethan replied. "But they have underestimated us, and that is their greatest mistake." Alex came over with a small smile. "Humans fight not because they are cruel, but because they care about their own. That is something no Council can ever control or predict." The part ended with humanity striking again and again, teaching the galaxy a lesson. The Council had lied to Earth, but humans had acted first, fast and smart. The message was clear. Humans were no longer weak. Humans were ready, and the galaxy would never be the same. The galaxy was in shock. Word of humanity's strikes spread faster than Council communications could repair themselves. Alien worlds whispered about humans, the newcomers who had struck first, who had moved faster and smarter than anyone expected. Some feared them, some admired them, and some began to question everything they had been told about the Council. Ethan Brooks watched the reports from Earth. He had expected shock, but the scale surprised him. Entire fleets of Council ships had retreated after being ambushed. Supply hubs were destroyed or disabled. Communication relays were offline. Humans had not overextended, but every action had weakened the Council's control. Laura King looked over his shoulder. "They are starting to panic," she said. "The Council has no idea how fast we learn. Every attack, every strike teaches us something new. Alex Morgan added, and every mistake they make, we exploit. They don't understand humans. That is why we are winning. Captain Ryan Cole prepared the next phase of the campaign. We move further into Council space, he said. Not to destroy worlds, but to show strength. Every strike we make must protect civilians, show precision, and teach a lesson. Jason Hill and his squadron flew near a cluster of Council patrols. They moved quietly, hidden among asteroids and gas clouds. Megan Clark guided them through complex paths, making sure no Council ship could predict their approach. When the time was right, they struck. Missiles disabled patrol ships, energy beams cut communications, and the squadron disappeared before reinforcements arrived. Jake Turner led the convoy of civilian ships retrofitted for defense. He guided them past Council patrols, delivering supplies to human positions and helping allies who were trapped in contested space. We fight smart, he told his crew. We use everything we have. We survive, we adapt, we teach the Council a lesson. Back on Earth, Ethan noticed something important in Council signals. Alien officers were arguing among themselves. Some wanted to punish humans immediately. Others began to worry that the Council had lied to them too. They see us as a danger, Ethan said quietly. And some of them are starting to doubt their own leaders. Laura leaned forward. That is our chance. If we can show the galaxy what humans stand for, maybe some of them will turn against the Council, not out of fear, but out of choice. Alex nodded. Humans fight not just for survival. We fight for truth and fairness. That is something the Council cannot control or understand. Captain Cole organized human forces into multiple teams. Each team had a special mission. One attacked supply hubs, another disabled patrol fleets, and another worked to rescue alien civilians caught in Council operations. Humans were showing the galaxy that strength and compassion could coexist. On a distant Council world, citizens watched as human pilots struck Council positions with precision. No innocent lives were harmed. Supplies for Council fleets were destroyed, but refugees were protected. Many aliens began to whisper, "Perhaps the Council lied to us," one said. Humans are not the enemy. They fight with intelligence and care. In a hidden laboratory, Dr. Ferrata's head, Megan Clark and her team developed new technology. They converted cargo ships into defense platforms that could carry weapons, shields, and communication systems. These ships moved quietly through Council space, supporting human strikes and protecting civilians. Jake Turner's team became experts at using these ordinary ships in extraordinary ways. Captain Cole's strategy was clear. Humans would not fight for revenge, but for survival and justice. Every strike was planned to weaken the Council's control, teach lessons, and protect civilians. Humans were careful, precise, and adaptive. They learned faster than the Council could respond. During one mission, Jason Hill's squadron encountered a large Council patrol. The patrol expected humans to attack openly, but Jason used a tactic humans had developed in secret. They hid among asteroids, used electronic jamming, and attacked only the patrol's weapons systems. In minutes, the Council ships were disabled, and humans disappeared again. The Council was left stunned, unsure how a smaller species could outsmart them so quickly. Back on Earth, Ethan analyzed Council communications. He noticed tension growing among alien officers. They are losing trust in each other, he said. Some are realizing that humans are showing what the Council really is: lies, control, and fear. That is our advantage. Laura smiled. They underestimate humans because they think we fight like them. We don't. We fight smart, and we fight for more than just power. That is why we are unstoppable. Alex leaned back in his chair. We are showing the galaxy a new way to fight, not for cruelty, not for conquest, but for survival and truth. That is humanity's strength. Captain Cole prepared the next series of missions. Humans would strike deeper into Council space, but they would do so carefully. Civilian worlds would be protected. Supply lines would be cut. Communication networks would be disrupted. The goal was not to destroy, but to teach and survive. During one operation, Megan Clark guided a human convoy carrying refugees through Council-controlled space. Council patrols tried to intercept, but humans used clever tactics to evade them. Jake Turner coordinated movements with cargo ships acting as decoys and defense platforms. The convoy reached safety without a single casualty. "This is what humans can do," Jake said quietly. "We protect life while fighting for survival. That is something the Council cannot understand." The Council grew desperate. Fleets moved faster, patrols became erratic, and officers argued openly. Commander Vecker shouted at his subordinates, "We cannot control them! They move too fast! They strike too smart!" How can a species we thought weak be so dangerous? Some council members began to question their own motives. They had lied to humans for decades. They had treated Earth as a threat. Now, humans were showing the galaxy what true strength looked like. Not brute force, but intelligence, courage, and care. Ethan watched the council's confusion with quiet satisfaction. "We have shown them what humans are capable of," he said. "And some of their own people are starting to see it too." Laura nodded. "Humans do not fight to dominate.
We fight to survive and protect. That makes us unpredictable, and that is our advantage."
Alex added, "The more they panic, the more mistakes they make, and we will continue to learn from every mistake." Captain Cole led the next mission personally. His fleet struck a series of small council outposts. Missiles disabled weapons. Energy beams cut communications, and humans moved silently back to hiding before the council could respond. Alien officers began to lose faith in their command structure. Some fleets refused orders fearing human strikes. Back on Earth, High Command monitored every mission. Leaders were amazed at how fast humans adapted. "Every strike teaches them something new," Admiral Paul Hayes said. "They learn in hours what the Council takes weeks to adapt to." Ethan, Laura, and Alex continued their work. Every Council movement was monitored, every Council mistake recorded, every opportunity exploited. Humans were not just fighting, they were teaching the galaxy what it meant to be adaptable, clever, and united. In one quiet moment, Ethan thought about the future. Humans had started a war, but not for conquest. They had started a war for survival, truth, and justice. The galaxy would never see humans the same way again. Meanwhile, Captain Cole's fleet returned to Earth for repairs and resupply. Pilots shared stories of daring missions, clever escapes, and the small victories that had begun to shake the Council's confidence. Humans celebrated quietly, knowing that the war was far from over. On distant Council worlds, citizens debated among themselves. Some began to see the Council for what it was, a group that lied, controlled, and feared humans. Others still supported the Council, but even they could not deny that humans were strong, clever, and determined. The image of humanity as weak newcomers was gone. Back on Earth, Ethan, Laura, and Alex met late at night. They reviewed reports, studied Council signals, and planned the next moves. "They are losing control," Ethan said. "Some of their fleets are refusing orders. Some officers are questioning everything. We are changing the galaxy, whether they like it or not." Laura smiled. "Humans fight with intelligence and heart. That combination cannot be stopped."
Alex nodded. "And every time they panic, we grow stronger."
"The Council underestimated us, and that is their greatest mistake." Captain Cole addressed the fleet. "This is not just about survival. This is about showing the galaxy what humans stand for: precision, courage, and care. That is our weapon. That is our strength." Jason Hill prepared for another mission. "We strike, we learn, and we adapt. Every time. The Council will never see us coming until it's too late."
Jake Turner guided another convoy of civilian ships through contested space.
"We protect life while fighting for survival. That is humanity's way." And in the quiet of the command room, Ethan whispered to himself, "The Council lied, but humanity has shown the galaxy the truth. We fight, we adapt, and we survive. And nothing will ever be the same again." The galaxy was shaken. Alien worlds began to question the Council. Fleets were disorganized. Communication lines were disrupted. Humans had proven that strength was not just numbers or size, but courage, intelligence, and adaptability. The first true shock wave of humanity's awakening had passed. But the Council was far from defeated. They were regrouping, planning a massive response, and underestimating humans would not be an option ever again. The next battle would be the greatest yet, but humans had shown the galaxy their truth. They were not weak, they were unstoppable when united, and they would fight to protect their own. The Council's fleets were moving faster than ever. After weeks of human strikes, alien officers were desperate. Commander Vakar shouted orders across the command bridge, but fleets were uncoordinated, some refusing to fight, others questioning every instruction. The Council had underestimated humans, and now their control was crumbling. Captain Ryan Cole's task force was ready. Every ship had been repaired and upgraded, every pilot trained, and every plan carefully rehearsed. Humans had learned from every Council move, and they were prepared for the Council's massive fleet. Ethan Brooks monitored the incoming armada from Earth. His eyes scanned every signal, every transmission. "They are coming faster than expected," he said. "This will be the hardest fight yet." Laura King checked the defensive grid. "We know their movements, Ethan. We can predict them. And humans learn faster than they can adapt." Alex Morgan added, "Our ships are ready. Our pilots are ready. Humanity has never been stronger." Captain Cole addressed his fleet. "This is the moment we have prepared for. Remember what we fight for." "We fight to survive. We fight to protect. We fight to show the galaxy what humans are capable of. Move fast, strike smart, and adapt." Jason Hill tightened his straps in the cockpit. "We know what to do," he said. "We will not fail." Megan Clark in the navigation center guided the fleet through asteroid belts and gas clouds, creating a path that would hide them from the Council's sensors. Every movement was calculated. Every decision was precise. The Council fleet approached. Thousands of ships larger than any humans had faced moved like a storm across space. Council officers believed this attack would crush Earth in hours. Council officers shouted orders, but their fleets were too disorganized. Humans struck from every side, moving fast, smart, and unpredictably. Jason Hill led a squadron to disable a Council command ship. Using asteroid cover and electronic jamming, they reached the command vessel without being detected. In minutes, weapons were neutralized and communications were cut. The command ship was forced to retreat. "Their command is collapsing," Megan Clark reported from the navigation center. "We have taken the lead." Ethan smiled. "Humans have shown what we are capable of. The Council's power is failing because we fight smarter, faster, and with purpose." Alex added, "And they can't recover fast enough. We are rewriting the rules of the galaxy." Back on the Council bridge, Commander Vecker realized the truth. "They are unstoppable," he shouted. "They fight with speed, intelligence, and courage. They protect life while striking us. We cannot win with our usual tactics." Some Council officers began to question their own loyalty. They had lied to their citizens, hidden the truth, and tried to control humans. Now humans were showing the galaxy what real strength was. Fleets began to break ranks. Officers refused to fire. Ships turned away. Captain Cole gave the final order: strike the remaining fleets. Disable their weapons, cut communications, and force surrender. We fight to survive and protect, not to destroy. Humans moved like a shadow across the battlefield. Every action was precise. Every move calculated. Council fleets could not respond fast enough. By the time they tried, human forces were gone. Ethan activated a special broadcast. He transmitted all Council lies across the galaxy. Citizens of Council worlds watched live as humans exposed decades of deceit. Alien worlds saw the truth. The Council had lied to everyone, not just humans. Fear and doubt spread faster than any Council fleet. Alien officers began to turn against their leaders. Some fleets refused to attack. Others surrendered to human forces. The Council's massive armada, once thought invincible, was in ruins. Captain Cole ordered human ships to hold positions and protect civilians. Humans did not celebrate victories with destruction. They helped alien refugees, repaired damaged stations, and provided supplies to those in need. Humanity's reputation grew, not as conquerors, but as protectors. Ethan, Laura, and Alex watched the results. The council was broken, their fleet scattered, and their authority questioned. Humans had acted not with hatred, but with intelligence, courage, and heart. The galaxy had learned a lesson that could never be forgotten. Humans were not weak. Humans could not be controlled. Humans fought to survive and protect, and they could adapt faster than anyone imagined. Jake Turner returned with his convoy. "We saved them," he said. "Doctor, every civilian, every refugee, they will remember what humans did." Megan Clark added, "And every fleet we faced learned what it means to underestimate humanity." Captain Cole addressed his fleet. "This battle is over. The Council has failed. But our mission is more than victory. We have shown the galaxy that humans fight for truth, survival, and justice. Never forget that. Humanity will protect life, and we will never kneel." Jason Hill smiled as he looked at the stars. "We fought smart, fast, and together. That is how humans win." Ethan, watching from Earth, thought of the journey. Humans had been lied to for decades, but they had risen above fear, doubt, and deception. They had acted first, struck fast, and adapted. They had changed the galaxy forever. Laura said quietly, "They can't ignore us now. Humans are here, and we are not weak." Alex nodded. "The Council lied, but humanity proved the truth. We survive, we protect, and we inspire. That is what makes us strong." In the days after the battle, humans helped alien worlds rebuild. Refugees were returned home. Trade routes reopened, and councils began to form based on choice and cooperation rather than fear. Humans did not demand control. They shared knowledge, helped organize defenses, and encouraged fairness. Captain Cole met with Ethan, Laura, and Alex on Earth. "We did more than win a battle," he said. "We showed the galaxy what humanity stands for. That is more important than any fleet or weapon." Ethan nodded. "We acted for survival, but we fought with intelligence and heart. That is why the galaxy respects us now." Laura smiled. "And they will never forget. Humans are a force that cannot be ignored or controlled." Alex added, "We fought, we adapted, and we survived." That is humanity's truth. Across the galaxy, alien worlds remembered the strikes, the courage, and the wisdom of humans. Citizens began to question rulers, demand fairness, and recognize the value of intelligence and compassion. The Council had lied, but humanity had struck at once. The galaxy was shaken, not by hatred, but by truth, courage, and the unstoppable spirit of Earth's people. Captain Cole looked at the stars one last time. "Humans have changed the galaxy forever," he said. "We will never kneel. We will always fight, and we will always protect." "And on Earth," Ethan whispered, "they lied to us, but we acted." Humanity rose, and the galaxy will never be the same. This is only the beginning. The story of humans who refused to be weak, who adapted faster than anyone, and who fought not for power, but for truth and survival, became legend across the galaxy. The Council had been shattered, alien worlds were free to choose, and humanity stood proud. The galaxy had learned that humans were not newcomers to underestimate. The battle was over. The war had changed everything. Humans had struck first, acted smart, and survived. And the galaxy would always remember. When humanity fights, it fights with courage, intelligence, and heart. Time to remind the galaxy what humans can do. As the Council fleet entered the range of human detection, alarms blared. It was a small fleet, but it was enough to reveal the Council's plans. Humans moved like a shadow. They struck fast, precise, and without hesitation. The first battle was short but decisive. Human ships disabled Council sensors, destroyed a few small patrol ships, and disappeared into hiding before the Council could respond fully. The galaxy did not yet know that humans had acted first, but the Council officers who survived the strike were shaken. Back on Earth, Ethan, Laura, and Alex watched the reports come in. They were not celebrating. They were planning the next steps. This was only the beginning. Humanity had revealed that the Council had lied, and now the galaxy would begin to notice. Ethan thought of the future. There would be battles, negotiations, and fear. But he knew one thing with certainty. Humans would not be controlled. Humans would not be weak. The Council had underestimated them for too long, and now the truth was clear. Humanity had learned, and humanity would fight. And in the quiet of the control room, Ethan whispered to himself, "They lied to us for too long. Now, it is our turn to act." The first part of humanity's response had begun. The Council had no idea that Earth had awakened. The galaxy would soon feel the shock of human determination, and nothing would ever be the same again. Humanity did not wait. The moment Earth's High Command approved the plan, human ships moved. Captain Ryan Cole's task force was ready. Every ship was equipped with weapons and shields that the Council had believed humans could not build. Pilots were trained, engineers were prepared, and communication networks were hidden from Council sensors. Jason Hill, a young fighter pilot, tightened his straps in the cockpit. His heart raced. He had trained for years, but this was real. They had no idea that humans had prepared for this. Ethan and Laura watched as the Council fleet entered detection range. "They think size and numbers are everything," Ethan said quietly. "They don't understand humans." "That is their mistake." Alex nodded. "Humans fight with heart and intelligence. That is stronger than any fleet." The first wave of human ships struck the Council Armada's forward scouts. Missiles disabled weapons. Energy beams cut communication lines, and human ships disappeared before the Council could respond. Panic spread among the alien officers. Some fleets hesitated. Others turned away, unsure what to do. Captain Cole ordered a second strike. Human fighters targeted supply ships and energy relays. Within minutes, the Council fleet's coordination began to collapse. Ships were attacking without orders. Formations broke apart, and the Council's plan began to fail. Jake Turner led his convoy of retrofitted civilian ships. They moved through the battlefield, helping human positions and rescuing alien refugees. Using clever tactics, they distracted Council patrols, protected humans, and delivered supplies where they were needed most. "This is what humans do," Jake said quietly. "We fight, but we protect. That is our strength." Ethan noticed signals from Council citizens. Many were recording the battle. Some were questioning their leaders for the first time. They could see humans fighting with precision, courage, and care. Some began to whisper, "Maybe the Council lied to us too." Laura said, "Their own people are starting to doubt the Council. This is the tipping point." Alex smiled. "We fight to survive, but we are teaching the galaxy what humans stand for. That is more powerful than any weapon." Captain Cole ordered the next phase. Human ships moved to flank the Council Armada. They hit supply lines, disable energy fields, and cut communication relays.